So we have arrived in Plomari, a little town on the other side of the island, and Maps has brought us this way. I'm not sure if there is another way, but we can't drive through this little bridge, and a lot of the roads are blocked off, and Maps doesn't take that into account. So we're walking to the Airbnb, and the directions to the Airbnb, there's no address. It uses landmarks. So let's go down there and see what we find. Go.
Let me see. Okay, around with the light. We've got a light on top of the door.
Bravo! Kata kosher katara tikichanarata.
Chacaraka. It's not a bloody Mexican chihuahua. What chacaraka? Georgia was our GPS.
What
Put the key in the door, just like that.
Key in the door.
Oh wow, look at that.
Let's go.
This is like Switzerland. They trust everyone.
Oh wow. This is our new Airbnb for the next 10 days.
After unpacking our bags, we're going to go stroll the streets a bit and see what the little delis have along the way. And then maybe we can bump into some locals and chat with them and see what restaurant we should go to have a nice little snack.
Good. Donkey. Donkey? You're from South Africa? Finished it. You used to live there. 25 years.
What? You're not coming back here. These prices are
You're playing the seaside.
Seaside with that view.
After our overpriced lunch, we decided to get some rest because Greek Easter is going to need a lot of energy.
Join us as we celebrate our first Greek Easter on a traditional Greek island called Lesvos. We'll show you all the colourful traditions we learnt about and explain what happens over this 3-day holiday.
Our journey started in Germany, where we had 2 days to drive through 6 countries to make it just in time for our ferry and the first day of the celebrations.
Good Friday is a really important day for the Greeks. The main focus is all around something called an epitaphios. It's like a super fancy float in a parade, but it's completely covered in flowers. It's made by the locals from different churches, and it represents the tomb of Jesus.
Now this is where things get really interesting, especially on this island where there's a special twist. The epitaphios is taken from the churches and carried through the streets. Imagine a parade, but way more serious and meaningful.
There are 3 main churches, and each of them has its own epitaphios. It's like a big, friendly competition to see which one looks the prettiest, is held the highest, and is the most impressive. Normally, you will only see one epitaphios, but in Lesvos, they time their walk from the churches perfectly, and we got to see all 3 at once in the main square.
So the second day of the celebration is called Holy Saturday. Everyone is busy cooking up a storm and preparing this traditional lamb liver soup called mayaritsa. This will be their first meal with meat in 40 days. Yep, they fast with a vegan diet for 40 days leading up to the Greek Easter.
So when things start to get dark, everyone heads to the church for the big midnight service. This is when things really start to get exciting. Everyone gathers outside the church with their unlit candles, waiting for the priest to announce the resurrection of Jesus.
At midnight, the priest shares the special holy flame. This flame apparently comes from Jerusalem, where unlit candles are taken into the tomb of Jesus by the head of the church, and miraculously they are lit when he comes out. Every year this flame from Jerusalem gets shared all around the world, even to the island of Lesvos where we were.
When the flame has been shared all around, the priest shouts, Christos Anesti, which means Christ is risen. And everyone responds with alathosanesti, meaning truly he is risen. After that, the sky explodes with fireworks and firecrackers to represent an earthquake as Jesus rises from the dead.
Yeah.
When the church ceremony was done, we carried our lit candles back home. Once we got home, we used the flame to make a cross above the door for good luck and blessings for anyone who walks through.
It was now time to eat. A lady in a town made us the traditional mayeritsa soup, which is made of lamb liver and intestines. After we finished eating the soup, we had a lovely sweetbread called tsureki, which I always look forward to and love. There's a coin hidden inside one of the pieces, and whoever finds it is supposed to have good luck for the whole year.
And we can't forget the red eggs. The hard shell of the egg symbolizes the sealed tomb of Christ, while the cracking means that the tomb is broken and that he's risen. One person says, Christos anesti, and the other replies, Alithos anesti.
Easter Sunday, it's all about family, food, and fun. We were woken up by the smell of lamb roasting in the streets. This is a tradition that goes back generations, and it symbolizes Jesus' death on the cross. It takes hours to cook, but the wait was totally worth it.
While the lamb is roasting, everyone is gathered around the table with all sorts of delicious side dishes. Salads, potatoes, tzatziki, domades. Everyone is just talking and celebrating, waiting for the lamb to arrive. Finally, the lamb is ready to eat. We loved the lamb, and it was definitely the highlight, but everything else was just as delicious. And that was it. That was our Greek Easter celebration. We learnt a lot, had a lot of fun, and really enjoyed spending time with our family.
So, it's your first frappe. Tell us about it. Frappe.
You're going to have to find out what I thought about that frappe on the next episode. The next episode is jam-packed. We did a lot of different things, including going to a village party, visiting some old church, and finding some sacred artifacts with some pretty interesting stories behind them. We go and explore the local harbour with authentic fishermen. I have my first skate. We visit the smallest church I've ever been to. And we get our first taste of some Roman engineering.